adding up with you maybe in the new year. Well, let's move on then. The next corporate we're speaking to today is Fino Payments Bank. Remember, the stock was buzzing and trade was locked upper circuit, 20%. It's up closer around 10%, I think, even today. Mr. Ketan Merchant, the CFO at Fino Payments, joins us. Hi, Mr. Merchant. Good morning. Thanks so much for speaking to us. Well, yesterday there was a large trade that took place, and now we know the buyers, Capri Global Holdings. Well, that's part of a listed entity as well, Capri Global Capital. Could you tell us, is there any more to the eye than what we should be looking at? Are you looking at any kind of strategic partnership? And just to clarify, it appears there is some overlap between both your businesses, what you're doing and what Capri Global does. Please clarify on both these 2 points.
Yeah, thanks, Prashant. Hi. For us, what we are into Payments Bank, we are into distribution. We have had a network and wherein we cannot lend. So they are into a lending kind of a business, as all of us know. For us, partnership is something which we keep on looking, irrespective of investment. Other aspect which I would want to say is the kind of results which we have shown. We've had 117% growth which has happened in bottom line in H1 YOY and 32% growth in the top line as well. So from a value perspective, and our intention also is from long-term perspective, we can do a lot of things in terms of the payment bank space as well. So as I would say, from a deal perspective, there is nothing specific, which we can look at and stuff. But from our performance and our positioning perspective, I think we are geared for long bets coming off and long growth and opportunity exist. So that's where.
And is there a possibility of some strategic alliance between both of you?
No, I think at current stage there is nothing like that which we are exploring it off. There can be synergies, and there can be synergies in all financial services partnership. That's always a possibility. But as things stand today, it is more in terms of our business performance, which is in our view driving our growth as well.
Ketan, sorry, cross ownership can increase those synergies. You would agree, right? That's why we are pressing on that point. So nothing, something in the future possible?
Yeah, as I said, currently there is nothing on the cards, in terms of what we are just speaking about. In future, whether it's this or anything else, things can come out. But currently, as we speak, it is more about our business and our potential. Maybe that's what perhaps the aspect which is being looked at.
Okay, Ketan, sorry, I have a very basic question, which many of our viewers would also have. Could you just break up the the income lines for our viewers? Which are the big income lines, and how is that split? What's the split for you at this stage?
Yeah, that's a fair question. I think I've said it earlier as well. For us, we are a very differentiated payment bank, or we are a differentiated player. Whilst we are a bank, we run on a very asset-light kind of a model. If I just bifurcate our revenue pie, 1/3 or slightly more than 1/3 comes from remittance business. Approximately 16% comes from our liability CASA subscription-based business. 8% comes from our CMS business, and around 21% is coming from our cash withdrawal business. And there is a 8-9% treasury income also, which we essentially get through. So I think the USP which we believe we carrying are the asset-light model, a high ROE potential, and a massive opportunity. Currently, we have around 59 lakhs plus accounts. Our target can be as high as 60-70 crores kind of a Bharat population. The population, that's where we can aim at.
Okay, just coming back to the point that you earlier made about you're not looking at any strategic alliance at the moment. Just to understand, Capri Global Holding bought some shares and they are, in a sense, competitors with you at some level, right? So where does that leave you now?
No, it is. I don't think we have any competition between the two of us. We are completely into a payment space. We are completely into a network space. And my understanding of Capri is that they are into lending. And so there can be synergies, but I do not see any competition happening. The point to reckon out here is in our payment space, we anyway look at loan referral as well, wherein we leverage our network, and we have partnerships with NBFCs for them to lend. So from a competition perspective, understanding is that both are mutually exclusive business. One is lending, the other one is payment space.
Okay, all right, Ketan, have you spoken to the management of Capri Global though? Any discussion?
No, the point is we've not had a specific one-on-one chat, etc. But however, what essentially happens is we have our discussions, meetings in some conferences, and maybe some analyst or some part of their members could have been hearing our roadshows or our.
But you haven't directly spoken to them, is what you're saying. Is that correct? Have they said any intent that they want to buy more stock? 30% in 2 days, the stock moves up. The street is smelling something. Now we'll have to find out what that is. Have you heard from them?
Yeah, I agree on that. I agree on that the stock movement is quite steep. Maybe they are finding a strategic position, or they are taking a strategic position wherein they're seeing a value coming out in times to come. So that's how maybe they can be looking at.
Just a quick point. One, I understand that what you call open banking, right, as compared to own channel. Open banking margins are very low. Own channel, of course, are very, very high. And open banking is about 38%, 40% of your revenue. So you want that to go down and own banking to go up. Can you just explain that point and how will that happen?
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Just to give a perspective to the numbers, it is in the range of 64 and 36 for the last quarter. The reason is open banking is where we give our banking APIs to other fintechs, and they can travel, they can do transactions on our platforms. Our genesis is currently, whether it's liability generation, our key products, which are key growth products, which is grown by 100% and 80%, in terms of CASA and CMS. Those are on our own channel. So an own channel which carries high margin. Both of these products carry margin of 58% and 41%. So that's where we essentially looking at growth. And as we've said, we've given guidance that we'll try and keep it in the range of 67-33, 2/3 our own and 1/3 in terms of our open. There are a lot of value which open also brings in terms of the future leveraging, which we can essentially do on the open banking as well.
Okay, got that. Just one final question. In your conference call, you mentioned that you have plans to merge with your parent entity. By when will that happen?
So that is a process, how the merger essentially happens. So we've completed 5 years of operations in terms of in Fino Payments Bank in June. So that will go through the process. We are looking at a 24-month kind of a horizon in terms of going through the entire process.
Right, Ketan, thanks very much. Good speaking with you. Appreciate you joining us. And, I'm sure that we'll be the first to hear if there is some sort of corporate action, etc., takes place.